Okay, good evening. Welcome, everyone. So I would just want to prep down before your mentor joins. So I have called him already, so he will be joining in some minutes. Just before we forge ahead, after we removed some people from the platform earlier, right? Um, s- I got some DMs, and I guess somebody sent in a very nasty message, was even threatening himself. But it's fine. But this is just what I wanted to stress out. So whenever anybody's removed from the platform going on and such message is sent, right? It just goes to show that we were all coming in for the wrong reasons, which does not actually make sense, right? Because I don't know why someone was removed from the group by the program manager. Then he starts sending threatening messages. He even sent two VNs requesting all sort of nonsense. That is not making any sense. I don't know why people are that way, but please, if you default to and you are removed from the platform, you can always join another cohort rather than just go on and start being rude and start abusing your program manager. It doesn't just make sense. So I just wanted to address that issue, right? So while we wait for your mentor to join, kindly drop your names and your location where you're joining from. So I would probably use that as the attendance for today, as I might not be sharing a link. So just drop your name, your location where you're joining from. Okay, Anufa Lucy, good evening. You're always the first to comment. Wow. Okay, I'm taking note of that actually do. So yeah, good evening, Anu. So just type your name and your location. So wow. Okay, so Miriam, good evening. Kingsley, good evening. Abigail, good evening. Amrachi, good evening. Okay, I guess this is. Let me go and check how many are you guys. How okay? So you guys are about eight, right? No, you guys are 10, and five of you are here right now. So five people are not here right now, and those five are still part of those who missed the last session, because obviously everyone here was present yesterday. I can remember everyone here. Those five will be removed after this session if they don't join during this session. They will be removed. They are not proceeding forward to the next stage. So yeah, so let's just patiently wait for your mentor to join. And how many of you probably did a research on what was taught yesterday? Probably Googled the books or downloaded PDF. If you have done anything concerning that, let me know. Anyone? Nobody has started anything from what we discussed yesterday. And Kingsley, have you tried to start your practicals? Have you made an attempt on doing your practicals too, to know how you are faring practical wise? Because I remember we discussed on you finishing the theoretical part, but still wanted to attempt practicals. How is that coming along? Okay, I'm actually said she will good start with Y. Okay, so you know, I hope you are certain that your book review is next week Monday. So that start with Y is a must. So by next week Monday, you all should have finished reading that. You can also ask from the digital marketing team, digital marketing course. Those that didn't drop their review, we have to drop them because you have to know why you are doing what you are doing. That is why that book is recommended for everyone to read and also as a relate so that you can drop your review. Please make sure you get your start with why. Read it before Monday. You might not finish everything, but at least to a substantial amount, finish half of it before Monday, please. So anyone else? Okay, so Kingsley said I will do that today. I have very hectic day at work yesterday. Okay, no problem. Oh wow, so you're on the site while you were still speaking yesterday. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. I look forward to getting your feedback when you start your practicals. I really want to hear your feedback. Actually, I really want to hear your feedback. Um, so what else? Yeah. So I guess we will just have to wait for your mentor to join in. Actually, he was in a session before. Yeah, the PDF for Start It Y is actually on the group, on the general group. Your program manager dropped it for you guys sometimes back, right? Yeah, it was, yeah, exactly. It was posted on the group. So you guys can download it from the group. And just in case you guys need it to be posted to your personal group, I would probably inform her after this session with your mentor. Then she will drop it for you guys on the group. Okay, for those that are just joining, good evening, everyone. So I had informed everybody earlier, so we have to just wait for some few minutes for your mentor to join. Then you guys can kick off. So while we wait for him, just exercise patience. Okay, good evening, everyone. Then good evening, Mr. Damilare.
Hi, good evening. So sorry I'm late.
No problem, no problem. I had already informed all of them earlier. These are the current sets of our UI UX designers, and they just finished their preliminary course last week into this week, and they've been waiting to have you. So yeah, welcome on board.
Nah, I feel like a superstar.
Yeah, so yeah, Mr. Dabla, you can go ahead and introduce yourself to them.
Okay. Um, my name is Damilare Adigun. I'm from Osun State. I'm a UI UX designer, uh, product designer, all-round designer. Um, I design for Osun Exchange. I dare say, we are one of the leading um, digital currency exchange platform in Africa, and we are going beyond. So yeah.
Okay, I like the all-round designer part. I hope to become like you, sir, one day.
Please, it's a no-go area. Please don't become like me. Oh.
Okay, so basically, they had just finished their first session, like I said earlier, and they would love to know what it is to being a product designer or UX designer, real life designer, the real experience. And yeah, so this evening I would leave the floor to you to take them on that ride while I just pay attention like a student too.
Okay, okay. Hello everybody. Sorry, please. How many people do we have on the call?
Okay, we are supposed to be 10 watching live. So when it's time for them to start speaking, a link will be sent to them for them to join and we can add their audio. But right now, everyone is joining us a viewer for now, just to maintain decorum.
All right, all right, all right. No problem. So I'm going to be speaking briefly about user experience design. Right. Um, I was the reason why I even asked how many people are online is because I wanted it to be more of an interactive session where we throw questions at each other and we chop it up.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll
Then
just basically.
let me just throw the link to them then they can join.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Everyone check the group or use the link on the comment section. I have sent the link both to your group and it's on the comment section too. So let me display the link. So use that link to join the call. Please, you can turn your camera off, Mr. Kingsley, and you can also like mute your mic. So everybody, please mute your mic except when your mentor ask you a question or you have questions to ask. Just indicate and you can unmute, please. If you are still watching live, please use the link sent to your group to join the call. I guess we can begin. When those ones get to that point on the live screen, then they can join.
Okay. All right. So hi everybody. It's a pleasure to be here once again. My name is Damilare Adigun, and I'm a UI UX designer, product designer, and the motion interaction designer. So we're going to be talking about. I don't know if everybody can hear me. Please let me know if I'm audible enough.
Yes, we can hear you. Please, if you can hear him, please unmute your mic and notify, please.
Yes, I can.
Can I hear you,
Good
sir?
evening, sir. Yes,
Good
I
evening,
can.
sir.
Good evening. Okay, cool. That's great. Okay. So I'll quickly be talking about user experience design or user-centered design, and I'm going to be touching on a few. I say a few because there's a lot of it. Right? There's a lot of fundamentals. There's a lot of principles. You see designers or you hear designers throwing buzzwords all around. Um, it has to be useful. It has to be simple. It has to be user centered. It has to be all of that. But don't get confused. All of these principles are interwoven. They are all connected, and they can be interchangeably used. Right? I mean, when I say interchangeably, it's the same way you say a UI designer can also do the work of a UX designer, right? So that's how they are. So I'm going to be touching on the fundamentals of user experience design or user-centered design. So I'm going to ask anybody anything at all that you know about user experience, not user experience design. Just tell me what you know about user experience. Anybody at all. What do you think comes to mind when you hear the word user experience? Come on, don't be shy.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Can I know your name, please?
My name is Anu.
Anu. Good evening.
So my little understanding of UX design is studying user behavior and understanding user motivations with the goal of designing better digital experiences for the users.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Yeah, sir. I think okay, not I think. User experience is
I like that.
how a person or user feels about interacting with a product or experiencing the product.
Cool. That's very cool. One last person. We are the guys now. What's up, gentlemen? What's going on? I mean, we don't have any guy here. I mean, I'm not gender biased, bro. We are the guys now.
Actually, we have just one guy who made it this far. We've removed about 13 other people, which
Wow,
consisted of
wow, wow,
most
wow,
of.
wow,
So yeah.
wow.
So I
You
think
guys
I
should
think
give
I
yourselves
think
a round of applause.
Kwesi too is a guy now. Yeah, Kwesi is a guy. So okay, two guys actually, Kingsley and Kwesi.
Okay, okay. So I'm guessing they don't want to bust my brain. That's fine. Um, so what is user experience? Yeah. So what is user experience? It depends on who you ask, right? So user experience with Google definition is the experience that encompasses all aspects of end users, the end user's interaction with a company, with its service, and with its product. So you're very hungry and you're so lazy to maybe cook or get something for yourself, and you think Yamoria should be opened by now, right? And you get on your feet, you get dressed, you take cash or you go and withdraw cash. You go through all of whatever you have to go through just to get to Yamoria's place to get the food that you want to get. And you get the food, you finish the food. Whether you're satisfied or not, that is an experience. And that is your experience, right? So that is what user experience is. And you guys basically.
Sorry, can everyone still hear him? I lost the audio.
Yes, sir.
No,
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, okay. All right. So where did you lose me so I can go back?
So you stopped at the point of the Amala experience. That's my favorite part, the Amala.
Ah, see this guy. Can you imagine? So, so I was talking about how you have to think of going to Yamoria's place to get amala and whatever soup you like. The process of you getting up, getting dressed, getting money, and eventually getting to the destination or getting to the company that sells the food or the shop that sells the food. In this case, it's a company or it's a service. And you eating the food, that is an experience, right? That is your experience with that service or that product, right? So now we're going into the core of who a UX designer is. And a UX designer is someone that designs digital experiences for.
We've lost your audio again. Yeah, we can hear you back now.
Okay, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I was saying that design is arguably the defining human characteristics that separates us from every other species. Well, if there's any other species, take a look around you, take a good look around you, and I mean in practical aspects. Take a look at your shoes at the corner of your room, take a look at your fan, take a look at your windows, right? You will notice that everything around you is designed, from how you sleep to how you eat to how you communicate. Everything around you has been designed by someone or some people. So that means user experience design is everywhere. It is designed with intent. It is in
Your audio is gone again. I guess that should be network issues.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can. I guess it's network breakage or something, but we can hear you now.
Okay, all right. So the last thing I said was UX design is basically centered around usability with intent. So um, a day in the life of a UX designer is a mix of solo and collaborative work. UX designers tend to spend time focusing each day on um, research, sketches, wireframes, putting prototypes together, looking for inspirations from competitors. And that is because it is a highly collaborative career. They have to brainstorm with other team members. No man is an island. They cannot do it on your own. You cannot do it on your own. And you have to get the perspective of other people when you are doing your work. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can. Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, give me a minute. Let me look for another alternative to the internet. Maybe it's from my end. I don't know.
Okay, no problem. Would be patiently
Just give me a few
waiting.
seconds. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome.
Yeah, so
Okay,
can you
sir.
guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I was saying that um, unlike graphics design, uh, UX design is very process driven. A lot of people say design is art. No, it is not. It is not art. A 2-year-old child can scribble rubbish on the wall, and the next thing you know, that thing is selling for like $2 million. Designers cannot do that. We are very process driven. Every single decision you make is is um is backed by a, for a lack of better word, is backed by a reason. Why did you make that decision? Why did you make the button purple instead of blue? Or why did you make this navigation this?
Your audio is gone again. Oh. I think. Yeah,
I
I
need
think I
I
can.
need to leave this country.
Man, I need somebody to take me along. Please use me as one bag.
You guys can hear me now, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like I was saying, it is very process driven. There are processes to doing things, right? So rather than creating features and aesthetics or UIs that the design has and that the CEO thinks looks best, we follow a set of methodologies to design the best product. Google is not where they are, Apple is not where they are, Amazon is not where they are today if they did not follow process. If they just did things how they thought things should be done, they followed process. That's why people trust their brand. That's why people come back to their brand. Apple number one is one product or service that I love so much. They've made the experience of their product very, very seamless.
your audio is gone again.
Because my network strength is very good.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We've lost your audio. Okay, I think it's back. Oh, where's that? We still can't hear you for now. Let me add you back again.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, Kwesi can hear me. Okay. So I don't know if you guys heard the pillars that I mentioned. There are 7 of them.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I don't know if others heard. Can you indicate if you were still
Please
following
indicate
along
if
that
you
side?
heard, please.
Kindly indicate if you heard the 7 pillars he mentioned, please. And if you didn't hear, indicate too so that we know. Don't just keep mute so that we know where to begin.
I did not hear, sir.
I didn't hear that, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So I said the 7 pillars. There's a lot of them, but the most popular ones: useful. Your product has to be useful. Your product has to be desirable. Your product has to be accessible. Your product has to be valuable. Your product has to be credible. Your product has to be usable. And your product has to be findable. Now, I said that these words mean almost the same thing. So they are interchangeable. They are used almost in the same context. So useful basically almost means usable. They can mean the same thing, right? Desirable also sort of means valuable in a way, depending on how you look at it. So I'm going to be touching on 4 of them. I'm going to be touching on useful, I'm going to be touching on usable, I'm going to be touching on accessible, and I'm going to be touching on credible, right? These are the 4 things I'm going to be touching on. So quickly, um, I'm going to I'm going to mention a word, and you feel free to just unmute your mic and tell me what brand or what company comes to your mind when you hear this word. The first word is finance. What company comes to your mind?
Fintech.
Okay, fintech is not a company. Fintech is like a a subsection of technology. So when I say finance, the company that does finance. Okay, so what fintech brand or what fintech company that comes to your mind?
OPay.
Okay, those useless people. Okay,
I
yes.
was just about to say that.
Yeah. She, I mean,
But
okay,
you know
okay,
why I
okay.
said OPay? During this
Mhm.
cashless of 18, all the commercial banks were messing people up. They were kind
Thank
of the
you.
one that
Thank you. You are
their
going
transaction.
exactly. They were useful in the time of need.
Yes, yes.
They were very, very useful. Transactions were fast. Transactions were people were getting their money. You get so
Exactly.
things things were very, very smooth. That's very, very correct. Any other person? Finance, fintech. What comes to your mind? What company comes to your mind?
Pumpy.
Ah, God.
Where now they see all these people from?
Where on are they see all these people? For God's sake, what is going on? Wow.
Oh,
Okay, Pampe. I don't know how those people are useful, but okay, Pampe. Any other person?
Hey, money.
They still owe me 500 naira safe. I wanted to use that money to pay for Google one Google service like that, and you have to put your card details in Google Play to be able to pay for some services, and the
Mm.
payment was 500 naira. And at that time, it was PalmPay I was using. PalmPay was in any Android phone. Once you buy an Android phone like this, you will see PalmPay there staring at you. You don't even have to download it. It will be inside the phone waiting for you.
Yes.
That was how I loaded PalmPay with 500. Till date. Kai. Okay. Uh, Someone mentioned another brand,
yeah, the person said fair money.
Fair Money. Okay. All right. Do you guys have these apps on your phone? Okay, before we get to that, let's talk about food. What app or what company do you use to order food? But I like in a way I like the place. Sometimes I swear for them when I wake up. Sometimes they are okay. Sometimes their head is correct. It depends on the mood that I'm in. So I say this to say that these apps or these services, we have them on our phone. We have GT Bank app on our phones. We have Zenith
Yes.
Bank app on our phones. We have Kuda Bank app on our phones. We have Jumia app. We know the website offered. If we don't know the
Mm.
website offered, we can just Google Jumia, right? So these are useful every single day needs that these brands are meeting, right? When you want to withdraw, when you need somewhere to save your money or you need a POS or something, GT is there, Kuda is there, Pampay is there, Opay is there, you know. And when you want to shop online quickly, there's Jumia. When you want to get around, if you have the money, there's Uber,
Uber.
there's Bolt, there is the other one, I don't know the name, something ride, I think lag ride, what's the name? So these are useful products, right, that are meeting everyday needs, that are meeting everyday needs. So that is how we have to approach useful design in user experience. We have to think about it that in this my process, will this product be useful? Will people need this product? You will not find Uber in the village because they don't need it. Practically everybody rides bicycle in the village. They have their own Uber. So it's more or less useless if what you're going to build, nobody is going to use it, or the people that you think will use it will not use it, right? So, yeah. So the next one is usability. Usability.
I don't know if you are still speaking, but I can't hear you. I don't know if others can hear you.
Okay, please, if you can hear me, let me know, please.
Okay,
It's
I can
just
hear you
now
now.
that I can hear you.
Can hear you now.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I've been talking like radio. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. What was the last thing you guys heard?
Usability.
Usability.
Okay, thank God you heard the useful part. Okay, that's great. So I have two images that I would have loved to share with you guys. They are designs of two different items. One person designed it one way, the other person designed it the other way. I would have
Okay.
loved to hear.
Oh, do you want to share your screen?
Oh, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, just use the present option.
God damn, I didn't know that. Okay. Give me a minute. Present. Oh, okay.
Okay, I can see your second screen, but you've not connected the device.
Oh yeah, I'm loading that up now.
Okay.
So what was the first point? Anybody, what was the first point?
Use
Use
Useful.
use
Useful.
useful. Okay. All right. Okay. Sharing the screen now. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet. I can see the
No,
user,
sir.
but okay, I can see it now. Let me add it. Everybody should be able to see it now. Yeah.
Seen, sir.
All right. All right. So we have useful, usable, findable, credible, accessible, desirable, and valuable. So those are the pillars um uh, that I was talking about earlier. So now the first one is useful or useless. That's a question. So like I was saying, when you look at these guys, you find them almost in a lot of people's phones, right? They're in a lot of people's phones. Child Deck is to order food. Jumia is to order basically anything except human heads. Uber is to get you around. GT is, your banking stuff. Kuda is also, your banking stuff. So these guys are useful for everyday needs. They are there. You get, they are there. So the next one is usability. Usability. So now look at this first guy here, this guy on the far left, and this guy next to it. So this is A and this is B. Not this food though. I know the food looks very nice, but please don't look at the food yet. Man shall not eat by bread alone. I believe by bread alone. So you guys, one by one, tell me which one you think is better. Which design do you think is better?
The
This first
second
one is the
one.
group. This first one is a
The
group.
second one.
So this
I
one that
prefer the
is
second
in,
one.
so the one that is in grid, Abby.
Yes.
Yes, the second one.
Okay, so in the chat box, just indicate your selection, A or B. If the list is A, the grid is B. So indicate your. Okay, Miriam says B. That's for grid. Kinsley says B. That's for grid. Amarachi says A. That's for list. Arno says B for grid. And Kwesi says A. And the reason is because it is used in most applications. Okay. So I'm guessing that's everybody. Okay. Realistically, right? Realistically, in real life, A is the best choice. A is what a lot of payment companies or a lot of payment walls use. The reason is because it is in a list, right? It is in a list and there's something called Jacob's law. How many of you have noticed that when you go on e-commerce websites, eBay or AliExpress or Konga.com, or they look almost alike? Have you guys noticed? Come on, guys, I need response. Have you guys noticed?
Don't you get,
I've been seeing it, but I have not really taken note of such.
Yes. That's because there is a law, there's a principle they are following, right? It's the principle of usability. They know that this is how this thing works, and people trust that this is how this thing works. So if they go and do their own, it will just make people start learning how to use that new pattern. I don't know if you get. This
Yes.
Yes.
B looks fine. There's actually nothing wrong with B, right? But my eyes have already gotten used. In fact, if you wake me up at 4, is A, I'll still choose because my eyes have gotten used to
Used
A.
to it.
Exactly. Now
Okay.
let's go to the next. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next image. This guy here. Which one do you guys think? Also indicate in the comment section. This first one is A and this second one is B. What you are looking at is this guy here choosing how many hamburgers or cheeseburgers you want. Which one do you think is best? Omo, people will like food. We'll see fast response. Okay, Miriam says A, Anu says A, Kinsley says A. Okay. There's two more people, I guess. Amarachi and Uzoma is on this call and the person has not been answering since. Now, wow.
okay, they can't actually speak because of StreamYard Premium allows only 6 people to speak.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. Okay. So we have four A's. Nobody is choosing B. Nobody?
B will give you a lot of work to do. Why A makes it
Okay,
a bit simpler. If you don't need, if it's any addition, you can just click either minus or plus button. But that
exactly.
of B has a lot of work to do on it.
Exactly. You now have to start, clicking on
Deleting,
the input, deleting the text. What if your screen is broken and you cannot press
yes.
some keys? Or what if you are using a smartwatch and you cannot
Mm,
type on the watch, you can only select, right? That is the
yes.
concept of stability, right? Other than that, our eyes have also gotten very used to
Used
A,
to, yes.
right? So it makes selecting easy. And humans are very lazy. Humans are very, very lazy. Just make their life easy. You can get them. You can
Seriously.
get them, right? So that is the concept of usability. So the next one is accessibility. Accessibility. And accessibility basically makes it gives you the it gives you the power to design or to create things for people that don't have the for lack of better words, don't have the same privilege like you and I do. Maybe they don't have their arms complete, or they cannot hear properly, or they cannot see properly, things like that. Now, let's take, for example, Google Maps. God forbid somebody, if anybody here doesn't have an arm, how will you use Google Maps? Just give me an idea. Or let's say your hands are tied, you cannot use Google, you cannot press your phone or something. Well, first off, you will not have a phone if you don't have arms anyway. But let's say that you cannot use your hands for some reason. You cannot use your hands. How will you use Google Maps?
Unless there is a provision for audio. Aside from it, typing there becomes a difficult task because the finger with which to type is not there.
Exactly. So you, Kwesi, and Miriam are very correct. You can you can launch the voice assistant. Hey Bixby, hey Google, hey Alexa, and they immediately respond to you because they know that at that moment you cannot access your phone physically. So there's a provision for voice access. That's the bread and butter of accessibility. Designing for everybody, right? So imagine somebody cannot hear and they are watching a movie. How do you think you can help them?
By having a interpreting the audio,
Caption, exactly.
the caption, yeah.
Or subtitle, exactly. Thank you, Kwesi and Miriam. Or subtitles, caption or subtitles. You're basically making their life easy, so they cannot hear what the speaker or the actors are saying, but they can read the conversation, and it helps them understand what is going on, right? How about somebody that cannot see properly, or that has blurry vision? How do you think you can help them?
Through audio.
Sweet. Good. Good. Audio and something else. By making text bigger, by making
Okay.
words bigger so they can see.
They can be able
So
to
by
see.
exactly. So by not mixing red and purple together, they don't go well.
Okay.
By not mixing colors that makes their life hard.
Hard.
Some people are color blind. Some people cannot see certain colors, right? So
Yes.
you have to be able to you should be able to put white text on black background, black text on white background, right? Make the text big, let them be able to see. And these things work for basically everybody. Even if you have hands and legs, you still want to sit down on your couch and use your voice to summon Alexa, right? You still want
Yes.
to be able to, even if maybe let's say that you are working on something, maybe you are trying to listen to a particular news and you want to kill two birds with one stone. You want to watch what is going on TV and also listen to your radio or listen to your podcast or listen to your music. You can be listening to your music while reading the subtitle of the movie going on, even though I think that's insanity, but that's fine. Some people like that, right? Basically, designing for everybody, for everybody. That is what accessibility is about. So now the next one is credibility. How many of you guys have been faced with a situation where they say, "Fall, I'll catch you," or you're throwing a baby up and the baby is laughing. The baby trusts that you will catch them,
Yes.
right? The baby knows that last worst comes to worst, I go die. That's it. So that's the please answer the girl, I beg.
I have to.
So, um, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right, all right. So when they say fall, I'll catch you. Me in my mind, I've already lost the trust. I will not even fall for you to even catch me. You will not see me to catch. I would rather not fall, right? But products like Apple, Google, and the rest of them, they've been able to build the trust that you and I have in them. So let's say, for example, your your you know that Apple, there is no way your Apple cannot get virus. There is no way unless you yourself you invite your village people for a meeting and say, guys, let's put virus into this thing. It is difficult to get virus into an Apple product. That's just one way of looking at it, right? And it is almost unlikely. It is almost
We can't hear you. I don't know if you're still speaking. We lost your audio.
oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anu, Amachi, and the rest. I don't know why you guys have not been talking.
I was backstage. I just joined
I
now.
Okay, I've added you guys back. So Uzoma, Anu, Amarachi, Kingsley. Yeah, I think those are the people front stage. You can continue, boss.
Okay. So basically, credibility means the user can trust your product. They can feel at home. They can feel vulnerable using your product. They know that their privacy is secure. They know that their details are secure. They know that even though they are, there's a lot of privacy policy issues nowadays. they can still trust that to some extent you will not fail them. That's basically what credibility is about. Let people know that okay, I feel safe using this thing. I feel safe using this product or this service. That's why there's this small company, um, I think it's Bolt. I can't remember. Is it Bolt? Bolt bought them, I think. They installed cameras in all their vehicles so people can at least feel safe. So even if something happens, when you enter the car and you see camera like two staring at you and the driver, you know that okay, your mind will calm down a bit. You get, as opposed to entering, a car that the driver is looking at you that like he wants to cut off your head. So we should always have in mind that people will use our products however they see fit, or however that they can use it. Let me put it that way. So let's always have it in mind that credibility, accessibility, usability, and usefulness should be at the core front of our designs. And lastly, design is one. Whether UI design, whether UX design, whether brand design, they all communicate the same thing. And they should all make the user feel listened to. After all, you are designing for the user. You're not designing for goats to use the product. You're designing for human beings to use these things, right? Thank you guys so much for having me. And that's it.
Wow. Thank you, boss, for joining. I really appreciate this your session. The one that really cost me most was that for me, Nibu, like account for
No, Nibo. Eh? Hmm. No,
Nibu.
Yeah.
I beg you.
Ah.
For where?
So
You say close your eye and fall. No,
not at all.
at
Not
all.
not in this world.
At all.
And just to buttress your points, you said brands like Google and Apple have been able to push that trust. That even when Google tells you to fall, you are likely to trust
You
Google
can
than
fall.
your mom.
Exactly.
That's that's
Exactly.
just it. That's just it. So if you guys have questions, both from what he has taught you guys now, probably from what you took in that introductory course too from Google, please ask your questions now. Because after now, it's till next week you will see him again. Oh. And if you ask me a question, I'll be telling you marketing terminology.
Um,
You can also ask
I
me
have
questions about UI. I'm also a UI designer, so
Uh,
I have a
thank you.
question.
Okay.
Okay, said you have a question.
Um,
okay,
Thank you for the session, sir.
no problem.
You mentioned that when a UX designer wants to design, he or she has to take into consideration the needs of the user.
Hmm.
So, my question is, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
yes,
you.
I can.
Okay, I am a bit confused. I feel like in this present world, all the needs of human has been met. So how can a UX designer get creative? Are there more needs to be met? Like I feel like all the needs have been met already. So how can a UX designer get creative? I don't know if you
Okay.
have like
Is that it?
yes, that's it.
Okay, so if I understand you perfectly, you believe that um there's nothing else to create, right?
It looks like it. All the needs
No,
have
no,
been
no.
met.
Be confident. Be confident in your question. There's no right or wrong question. You are asking to get
Exactly.
clarity,
Okay, yes, that's
Exactly.
right?
what I meant.
Okay. Are you sure that's what you mean? Hello? Hello,
I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Amaji, can you
Yeah, I
hear?
can hear you.
Uh,
I
I
okay.
can
can
hear
hear
you
him,
now.
sir.
Okay, all right. Um, there's this there's this economic I can't remember, but I know it's in economics in secondary school. I think something about wants and needs. I can't remember that principle. It's a principle of
Yeah,
economics.
yeah. Human beings are insatiable. The law of
See,
demand.
you can never satisfy humans.
Exactly.
You can never. At one moment that you think that, oh, they no fit throw anything come my side again, they will hit you. They will give you something that they know that you cannot meet that satisfaction, right? I don't see, you see the place, me and the place staff for my area, we don't fight tire. But guess what? I still go there. Man must chop now, unless I want to starve. And one way, let me now give you one way that they can be creative, since you asked that question. The reason why I said that humans can never be satisfied is because no matter what they do, I still think their service is bad. Even though they are already meeting a need, right? I think their service is bad. Now, I don't know if you guys now know that AI is in vogue. Hello?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So now, one way to get creative for these guys is it not to start using AI on their online purchases. Let AI be conversing with the customers. Perfect English, perfect demeanor, perfect everything is perfect. They will think that is a white man that is probably even talking to them. They won't know that it's robots. At a point they were not carrying out they were not doing deliveries. Then they started doing deliveries. But I'm guessing your question buttresses around digital design as to what they will use on people, what people will use on their laptops and their phones, which is websites and applications. There's always something to design. Just do it better. Just do it
Exactly.
better, right? That is it. You don't have to go all out and be creative. Look for something that Uber is not doing right. Look for a problem. There is always a problem. There are problems everywhere. So as big as the team in Uber is, there's something they might have missed. There's something they might have missed, and you will just pick it up and you know what? Let me just create a case study out of this thing. You design it and create a case study, post it, you might get zero likes, right? But that is a different topic on its own. But getting creativity is everywhere. Creativity is in finding problems and dealing with the problem. I don't know if I answered your question.
Amachi, are you still here? I guess her network took her away.
Okay. Any other question?
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Go ahead, please, Anu.
When I was watching now was like the video, I was kind of bit confused because I saw interaction design, visual designer. So I just wanted to know, is there a similarity? What's the difference between the two of them?
Sorry, come again.
I want to know the difference between an interaction designer and a visual designer.
I didn't get that.
I know your background is quite noisy, but I think she was talking about difference between interactive design and visual design.
Okay, okay. The difference between interaction design and visual design.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the difference is in the name. Interaction design is basically how you and your phone work. If you press this button, what happens? Does the button spin and spin and spin, then go to the next page? Or will the button disappear and a modal is going to pop up? What happens when you do something on your device or on your system or on a particular website or app? That is interaction with you and the app or you and that service. But visual is basically how it looks, right? How it looks, that is visual. I don't know if you understand.
I know, did you get that? Are
Yes,
you here?
sir.
No. Okay.
Some people can look friendly, but they are not friendly until you talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some people will look like, why is this guy always frowning? But they are when you go and meet them, they are actually very, very down to earth and they are very kind. So I think that's a very practical example of interaction and visual. So visual is the look, how it looks or how it works. How it looks will determine how it works, right? But not in all cases. I've seen some beautifully fucked up websites. The website is fine, but the function is rubbish,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then interaction is when I click this button, what happens? Does it change color? Does it load? Does it spin? That is interaction. That is you doing something and receiving feedback from that service or from that product. That is
Perfect.
interaction.
Yeah. So, okay, Kingsley, you said you have a question. I've added the audio. Kindly ask a question. If you have a question too and you're backstage, kindly drop it in the private chat. Then I would add you so that you can ask your question. So, Kingsley, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Damilare.
Yes, sir.
It's been an awesome moment with you. My question, sir, is uh, when we applied for the course, it was UI UX design. But in our preliminary course, more of what I kept on hearing or what they kept talking about there is about user experience, user experience. I want to really know what actually is the difference between the user experience and user interface, or are they the same thing? Because at times it seems as if they are a kind of the same thing, or that of UI is relegated to the background and UX is always the one at the surface. So I kept being confused with the two terms. So I needed a clarification on that. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Um, so UI UX, they are one and the same, and at the same time, they are different, right? UI, let's use WhatsApp for example. How do you feel when you hear a vibration? Are you expecting a WhatsApp message? or how do you feel when you receive a WhatsApp message, when you see that WhatsApp pop up or that WhatsApp notification on your phone? How do you feel? That's UX, right?
Okay.
How, when
Okay.
you get into the product, why did they put messages on one side, status on one side, calls on one side? There's a reason why they did that. That is a product strategy, so that you can easily find your calls, so that you will not mix up your calls and your chats together, so that you will not mix up status and calls or status and chats together, so that you can find things easily, right? That is UX. That is the experience you are getting from using that product, right? But UI is the button, the text, the lines, the colors, and every other visual emphasis on visual. So anything visual is visual design or UI design. Visual design and UI design are the same thing. They are the
Okay.
same thing. They are colors, buttons, text, images, illustrations, shapes, everything that you can see on a website or an application or a product is UI.
Okay.
But how you
Thank you.
how that product makes you feel, or how that product makes your life easy or your day to day easy, is the user experience, right? So
Okay.
they are one and the same, but they are different.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the clarifications.
No problem. Yes, it's true. Focusing on the little features can also um help designers, like Kwesi said. Yes, it's very true. Um, you have to sometimes, designers also forget that we are users of products, because even when you are designing a product, you have to look at how other people have done it, how other people have designed this product, right? So yes, you're very correct.
Okay, so is there another person who wants to ask a question? Kindly indicate in case you are backstage, then I can add you. Okay, Uzoma says she has a question. So let me add you. Okay, Uzoma, you can go ahead now. Unmute your mic and ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Thank you
evening,
for the.
Uzoma.
I have a question. This UI UX, then UX has different, like UX writers,
Sorry, I can't hear you properly.
okay, I said UX designers, like it has different branches. I don't know if I should put it branches, like UX writers, UX researchers, and production stuff like that. So, like as we beginners, should we specialize on one aspect, or we should be all round? Like we should study all round. So I don't know
Um,
which advice you give an upcoming UI designer.
what I'm going to say is, do you know? Okay, let me put it this way: medical doctors, right? Do you think at any point in time, do you think that medical doctors did integrated science in school?
Yes, yes, sir.
So integrated science is the science generally, right? It is integrated into every single thing in biology and science. So it is general science, sort of, right? So when they got to university, they now broke it down that, oh, I want to be a medical doctor, I want to be a pharmacist, I want to be a what other medical profession is there? I want to be a nurse. But these guys, all of them did integrated science before they eventually said, okay, I want to specialize. So at the beginning stage, you have to generalize before you know what to specialize in. If not, you will not have ground knowledge, you will not have concrete knowledge before you can specialize. UX writers and all those UX this thing, there's if you want to qualify it, right, only huge companies, and when I say huge companies, I mean the likes of Apple, Google, Amazon, eBay, them, they are the ones that specialize, they are the ones that hire specialized skills. But if you're working for either a Fortune 200 company or even a normal, even MTN, they will not go and say, oh, we are hiring only UX, right? What are you writing, right? What are you writing that now that we have AI cannot write? Or
Have you?
somebody that will think, if they calm down and think very well, they can do almost the same thing you do. So you have to be able to know more than that. If you're a UX designer, you can do UI. Don't let anybody fool you. You can do UI, you can do interaction design, you can be the copywriter, which is UX writer, right? So you basically have ground knowledge to do all these things. Just study and work hard on the fundamentals, and you're good to go. When you start establishing yourself, and you can now say, okay, I only want to be a UX researcher. I only want to be doing research, and that means you must have had years of experience doing that kind of research before companies can trust you and say, okay, we'll hire you to only be this, right? But if not, I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Kwesi said, please, I want to know what will be your number one application to start designing as a beginner. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no, you can design anything, but my advice would be look for an existing application or website. Look for something that you can change in it, or something that you can make that feature better, right? People are hiring based on value. As long as you can add value to their product or service, they will hire you. And as long as you can defend that value, you'll be hired. So if it's WhatsApp, look for something that you know that is a problem in WhatsApp, that you yourself, or that you know that I'm not, this thing is giving me problem. This thing is giving me, for example, I have long, fingers. I have long fingers. So I find it hard to reach down to that message icon whenever I'm using one hand, or whenever I'm on my bed and I'm scrolling on my bed. I don't like using one hand to reach that message icon. The message icon that lets you look for contacts on your phone. Oh, I don't like it. But I'm not interested in solving that problem, because I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person experiencing that problem. There's 1,001 people experiencing the same problem. But I know also that WhatsApp team must have thought of that problem, and they know that there's probably nothing they can do, right? When you are looking for things to do, also consider that these guys have years of experience and they've thought about this same thing you are thinking about, right? But do it regardless. Do it regardless. When you do it and you finish it, post it, find something else, do it, find a product, build it from scratch to finish, build it from the registration. In fact, build it from up to the point where they open the app, the splash screen. From that point, do it till the end of the project, the end of the product. That is how you get things done, right? There's no, oh, this is the best thing to build as a beginner, or this is the, no, there's nothing like that. Just look for something that interests you and build it. Just build, just build and keep building. Any other question?
Any other question from anyone? Do you have any questions? Okay, I'm actually, you sent a message to the group. You said you didn't get an answer before you got out, before you got disconnected. What was your
Yes.
question, please?
I was asking how a UX designer can be creative, given that almost all the problems of users have been like solutions have been found for them. How a
Oh, okay.
UX designer can come up with
He answered
something.
that. Yeah, he answered that.
Mm,
He talked about human beings being insatiable, right? So, okay, probably you can watch the live recording on YouTube, or if Mr. Damilare would help you touch on it again.
So the long and
okay.
short of it is problem no they finish.
Exactly.
Mm? There's always a problem somewhere, right? You just have to
Okay.
look deeper. You just have to look deeper. So um the problem you might want to solve, definitely there's somebody that has already thought of that problem, or that has already even solved that problem. But that should not stop you from solving that problem,
Okay.
right?
In my
Maybe the
own way.
solution that the person, yes, in your own way, of course, using best practices and everything you've learned so far to solve that problem. You never can tell. That person may not have used best practices, or may not have even learned what you have learned, right? So creativity is very subjective. In the matter of creativity, it is very, very subjective. You have to start building things with principles first. You need to know the law before you can break the law. I don't know if that makes sense,
Makes sense.
right? So you know that blue goes well with a lot of things. You cannot go wrong with blue. At least a lot of designers agree with that. Blue and black.
Yes.
So now, when you know that you cannot go wrong with blue, when you use blue so much that you now know how to use it very well, you can now start mixing. You know, there are different shades of blue.
Yes.
You can now start mixing shades of blue. You can now start even doing gradients of blue and other colors, right? That's what I mean. So there's nothing like um all the problems have been met. No, no. Humans have uninsatiable desires. They come up with the most ridiculous problems, trust me. The most ridiculous problems. And there's always a problem to be fixed. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There is always a problem to be fixed. You just need to look harder. You can even
Okay.
start from fixing your own problem. For example, if you wake up late all the time, build what makes you think you cannot design an alarm app? You can do that. You can do that, right? Of course, you cannot pay a developer to develop it for you, but you can make it a case study, post it on your wherever you want to post it, right? If you're somebody that, I don't know, maybe you snore too much. I don't know how God can help you, but it uh, I think there's this app that once it senses, it uses a sensor. I think it uses a what's the name of this sensor now? It uses a sensor that sort of listens in on your voice. It's incredible. Like the things that people are doing is incredible. Oh. It listens to your voice while you're sleeping. Once it notices that this guy is snoring like this, it gives a loud bang. It prompts your phone. It sends a request to your phone's audio, and it gives a loud bang like there's a gunshot, and you are forced to wake up. You are either forced to wake up, or you are forced to snap out of it, or you shall get out of that snoring thing. Subconsciously it begins to register in your mind that, if I snore, this thing is going to shout, right? And then there are also physical products, of course, that you can put on your mouth for snoring, and there's there's problem everywhere. There's problem everywhere. Just make sure that what you are solving for is useful. People can actually use it,
Okay.
right? It is useful, it is accessible, it is what again? You guys remind me. It is useful, it is accessible, it is valuable,
It is
it is credible,
ready. Yes.
right?
Thank
So
you.
basically that's it.
And just to
Leave
buttress, and
creativity.
exactly,
Leave
and just to
creativity first.
buttress his point. So before DMZ Camp came, there was Udemy, there's Coursera, there are a lot of e-learning platforms. So why did you choose to come to
Exactly.
DMZ Camp? So there is always an insatiable problem, right?
Okay.
So there's nothing like human being service. Even Jesus could not satisfy us. Not be
I swear. Now
upon us say
we
Jesus
still
died
kill
for
him.
us. As in
We still
upon us
kill
say
the
we
poor
even kill
man.
and finish. We kill and finish, he die for us finish. We still go to do Yahoo.
I'm sure if he comes back, we'll still kill him. Jesus
Before
Christ.
uncle, we go shoot am sniper. So humans are practically insatiable. Your economics state that as a fact. Even we as human, or let's even take relationship as a case study. If you start dating a guy now, you start dating a lady. Before you started dating a guy or a lady, you feel this is the perfect person. Now when you get into that relationship, after 6 months, 1 year, you start seeing another fine boy or fine girl outside.
You
Believe me,
exact. Jesus Christ.
your eye go
Now
just
you
dey
don't
go
find
outside.
trouble. Hey, Jesus.
Your eye go just dey go outside. So it is discipline to control oneself. That's where contentment comes in. But in terms of releasing products, there is non-stop. Believe me, if you release a product tomorrow that teaches lady how to make their nails, and that's what the app does, a lot of people will download it because they want to learn how to make their nails by themselves and stop giving
Yep.
Sekira money over the
Yep.
weekend.
Yep.
So that's
Very
just
true.
it. Keep thinking.
Okay.
And
So
there's YouTube, there's Coursera, there's
exactly,
Udemy, there's all these plenty learning platform. But guess what? All of them have customers. All of them
exactly.
have customers. All of them. So
That's true.
forget that one thing. Do your own hard work, right? Just put in the work as to delivering good products. Just do good work, like my guy will say. Do good work. Once you do good work, the rest will follow. Creativity comes with experience.
Exactly.
True.
Comes with experience.
True. Thank you.
So yeah, you're welcome. Kwesi said Adobe XD or Figma. Hmm. Hmm. Ay ay ay.
Let me even put that
Um.
Kwesi. I don't know why the guy does not want to talk. Kwesi, unmute your mic and talk.
My background is quite noisy. That is why.
We accept your background. Talk.
So I wanted to know if you are a designer and you are coming up with your design, like a beginner, which of these system applications would you use? Is it a Figma or the
Adobe recently bought Figma. Not recently, Seth. It's been
Last
going on
year.
1 year now.
Yeah.
So Adobe has bought Figma, So it's not really Adobe or Figma. They are one and the same company. It's just two different tools owned by one company, right? And these are not the only two tools available. There's Sketch, there's a Azure, there's Principal, there's a whole lot of them, right? But because Figma gives Figma makes the collaboration better. One thing that Figma has that I think the rest are lacking in is the collaboration. Your teammates can be looking at you as you are designing or as you are working. There's a lot of plugins, there's a lot of tools that can help you as well in your work. So, long story short, Figma is, if you learn Figma, learn the Figma is also very complex, so don't let me kid you. Figma is very complex. Things like auto layout, things like balancing, things like alignments, things like styles, color styles, text styles, um, things like framing. There's a whole lot, prototyping. There's a whole lot that Figma is also complex at, but Figma is also great for beginners. Once you can get your feet wet in Figma, you're good to go.
Uncle Chris, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I hope that answers your question.
Yes, please.
Okay. So anybody
One,
else?
one more,
Abigail.
one more question.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, what would be your advice
You're breaking up. I can't hear question again. No,
Kwesi, your network has turned to DJ Mix, so it's just
I
doing
swear.
call here.
someone who is now wanting to get into the designing industry?
Can you come again from the beginning? Your network was dancing for us before.
Can you hear me now, please?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was asking of one major advice that you give to a beginner who is interested and willing to enter into the UX design system.
Okay, if I heard you clearly, one advice you give to somebody that is just starting out in design, right?
Yes, please.
Um, I'll say two things. The first one is just keep building. Trust me, you'll get tired. Just keep building. You fail at it, you win at it. Just keep building. And number two, join a community. You're already in a community that provides this kind of resources to you, this kind of learning opportunity. Make the best use of it, right? Exhaust every single resource that you have from any community that you join in, because I didn't have the privilege to have resources. Me, I learned the hard way. When I started designing, I thought, yes, I've arrived. My first designs were shit. Looking at it now, if I look at those designs now, I feel like breaking my laptop. But those were humble beginnings. I did not stop. I kept doing it. I kept doing it and I got better and I got better, right? So there's also the mistake of falling into the rabbit hole or the whirlpool of, oh, there's so much to learn, there's so much to know. You don't have to know everything at the go. Just master the basics. Once you master the basics, the rest comes with experience. That's just it. So just keep building and join the community.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So can I ask my own question now? If there isn't any more questions. So has anyone here built
Yes, please.
anything or designed anything? Has anyone designed anything yet? Anything at all? I take it that nobody has designed anything. Okay, there's a okay. Uzoma said not yet. Okay. So what have you guys been learning so far in the course? Where are you guys now and what have you learned? Anybody can unmute their mic and let me also learn from you guys.
Have you people not learned anything? Answer questions now. Or drop brief of what you've learned.
So you guys haven't learned anything.
Um, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you were asking if we've been able to design anything.
Yeah.
I would say not really, Sha. Well, personally, for me, I've just been going through apps and seeing how they are designed. I've been trying to recreate, for instance, this afternoon I was trying to like design WhatsApp. So I started with drawing the wireframe on paper. Then I discovered that it's a bit complex for me. I can't redesign it. So I just left it. But basically, I've just been going through apps, seeing how they are designed, and I've not tried designing anything yet.
Okay. So you think WhatsApp is complex?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a laptop?
Yes, I have a
Hello?
laptop.
Okay. Do you have Figma or any editing tool on your laptop?
I can't hear you.
Do you have
I guess network loss, but let's wait to see if he will join back. Okay, just before he joins us back, right? So I don't know why most of us not have not spoken since likes of Miriam, nothing, you have not spoken or asked questions or responded since. Same thing, Abigail, who again? Yeah. Then I guess somebody was on the live session that dropped a comment. Afolake, you didn't join the call directly here. We were watching from the live session. There was a link dropped on your group for you to join the live call. I don't know why you didn't make use of that link, right? Yeah. So those of you that didn't participate, are you guys holding back on asking questions? You guys cannot be listeners, so you cannot become good designers by being listeners. It's not listening that makes you a good designer. You are not studying um, interpretation course here where you have to interpret things. This is a design course, right? Okay, he's back. You can continue now, Damilare.
Okay, so I was asking if you have any editing software on the laptop, on your laptop.
Me?
Yes,
Yeah,
now.
you were the one asking question.
Okay, I only have Figma and Adobe XD.
Yeah, Figma is actually enough.
The thing is, I find using Adobe XD easier than Figma for me.
Okay.
I think it's probably because I paid more attention to the Adobe XD video than the Figma. I don't know if that's the reason, but I find the Adobe XD easier.
Okay. Yeah, if you find Adobe XD easier, then you should start experimenting with designs. Just start. You know what you do? Here's my advice. Do you know Dribble? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Amarachi, can you hear? Oh, okay, I think she was removed. Let me add that back. Okay, yeah, Amarachi is back. I can't hear you if you are speaking. Amarachi, are you there? Okay, I guess.
Okay, so this isn't just for Amarachi, right? This is applicable to anyone. I just sent a I just sent a link to the chat box. The name of the platform is Dribble. Dribble with three B's. So DRIBBBLE.com. So you can go there. When you go there, create an account and just start looking at designs. Just look at it. For the first day and the second day, don't even attempt anything. Just look at it, be familiar with it. Look at screens, click on them. Of course, they are not real apps that you can, interact with, but zoom on them. When you click on an image, it brings it up in a broader view. You can get a closer look at the details. So look at the details, look at icons, look at how these things work in real apps, right? Look at the kind of icons, look at the kind of text. Basically, just feed your eyes with designs. So maybe in a couple days, you can now pick the simplest one you can find, the simplest one that you can find, whether it's a website or an application, and then you start designing. You don't even need to touch the colors, you don't need to touch the images or any other components that is on the screen. Just replicate the text, just the text, replicate it. That is how you, it's going to be time consuming, yeah. So find some time during the day. If it's 1 hour you have, just replicate the text. Just do something design related, right? Write the text on Figma, look for the font type that they are using, look for the particular image if you cannot find it. Just do something on Figma or on XD, if whichever one you prefer. Then as time goes on, you can now start, replicating this design pixel for pixel. When I say pixel for pixel, what it means is every single thing. If the design has a dot, add that dot. Don't post it to, I'm begging. Do not post someone else's work. They will call you out, right? Just replicate it and leave it in your file. Nobody is going to come and meet you in your file. You are still learning, right? Just keep replicating designs until you've gotten a solid understanding. And also, don't just practice, also read books, look at YouTube videos, watch tutorials and stuff like that, because it tends to get lonely if you go at it alone, and you should not go at it alone. You're going to be designers and you need to be working in teams, right? Call yourselves together. How did this guy achieve this thing? If you cannot figure it out, uh if you can get in touch with Stanley to get in touch with me if if I'll be available. I'll make myself available and show you guys the ropes, right? Just make sure you are intentional. That is one way to go up. Just be intentional.
Okay, perfect. So I guess most of us here, Marian and Abigail, you guys have not spoken from the very. This is over 2 hours. Everybody here has spoken. Miriam,
Okay, Kingsley
okay,
says, are there apps you can use in combination with Figma or no, those two are self-sufficient.
exactly. Why not
They're
even master them
self-sufficient.
first before you even look for other
Yeah,
apps?
master them. Yes, master them first. I tell a lot of people that see Figma. Figma is all you need.
Exactly.
It's all you need. You can do anything. You can even do. Of course, the motion is limited, but man, it's not the motion that is limited. It's the creativity that is limited, or the knowledge of the tool that's limited. So master the tool. Watch a crash course on Figma. Watch it. Watch it from beginning to end. Watch it again. Watch it 4 times, 8 times. Funny thing, Adobe was harder for me to learn than Figma. Figma I was designing that same day, but Adobe I was so confused.
Man, I
I
even
was so
prefer
confused.
Figma to Adobe. Adobe is like a country on its own.
These slides that I showed you guys, I used it to design. I used Figma in designing it, and I did it in less than 1 hour.
That's awesome. Miriam, please unmute your mic and talk. Same thing. Abigail, unmute your mic and talk. If you guys are going to be designing and you guys do not interact, when
Yeah,
you
you guys
get
need
into
to
real life,
interact though.
when you get into real life experience, you need to interact with your teams now. You guys cannot be on a 2 hours call and not say a word.
See, I used to be a very terrible introvert. Terrible, terrible. My friend knows. He's yeah, when I say terrible, it was so terrible. I could not even talk to customers. Imagine losing opportunities because you cannot express yourself.
And it actually affects some designers to date because they can't express themselves during interview sessions
Sakpa tell me, bro. Now Sakpa sat me down on a Saturday morning
and lectured you.
and say, you, if you like, don't talk. You have to talk, oh.
Miriam and Abigail, we are waiting for you. Unmute your mic and speak.
No, it is not necessary. You need to. Well, I started learning with code. I started coding. I started as a front end developer actually. It was when I found design, I found out that okay, I don't actually need to, because coding was hard for me to, I wouldn't say hard. My mind just wasn't in it.
Mhm.
I was just testing waters at that time. I knew things, I knew some things, but I wasn't I wasn't I
Right.
wasn't fulfilled coding. I don't know if that makes sense. I wasn't fulfilled coding. I wanted to do something more creative, more. I wanted to be more of a decision maker, sort of, because you can give a programmer anything and just give them money. Of course, not all programmers. Not all programmers. I have friends that are industry leaders, and what they've been able to do, it's crazy. So you don't necessarily need to know programming, but knowing the basics of programming helps you know what to design. No, let me put that properly. It helps you it helps you know what is feasible. It helps you know what is feasible. A lot of designers like to they probably want to make an image be somersaulting on a page. And that is possible, of course. They can code it, but it doesn't make sense. I mean, why would you want that? You get. So yeah, it just gives you an insight as to what is feasible, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary.
That's perfect.
You hear some people say, "Oh, we are employing a UI UX designer with a knowledge in coding." Yes, that's a thing. Some people will employ, if you want to be a UI UX designer, it just means that they don't have enough resources to hire both skills. So they need one person to do both of them. But not a lot of people know how to code and design. So yeah, you guys design, oh. Keep designing. Don't stop designing. Hello? There are resources online. There are resources online, and there are resources in communities. Like I said, um, yeah, you'll find a lot of resources in communities. Um, I need to see. I have some resources that I can share, but I need to see things that you guys have either built or want to build, because the resources are not, they are not new, they are not beginner friendly, let me put it that way. They are very heavy. Some of them have sizes of up to like 6 gig and things like that. So I don't have any beginner friendly resource right now, but you can find a lot of it online. And also you can find a lot of resources in Figma. There are resources in Figma, right? So let me give you guys a, let me see if I can find something here. I don't know any. See, this community you are in, this platform you are in is already a community. You should know that. This platform you are in is already a community, and it's already doing the work. You just need to what's the word now? You just need to make the best use of it, right? The course that you guys are taking, just master the basics first. When you master the basics, there will tools no they finish, resources no they finish. Resources they plenty. They are still coming up every single day. So once you master the resources, you'll find out that a lot of things will be easier. You'll even be able to use the resources when you master the basics. You'll be able to use resources, because how can you use, say for example, now you're trying to look for colors, and you get somebody that will give you colors. If you don't know how to use colors in the first place, how are you going to use that resources or that resource on color? So that's just it. Let me show you guys this. Um, so this is Figma, right? Um, okay, I have to log back in. Mm, okay, note. Let me do the entire screen so you see what I'm talking about. You Stanley Alpha, let me in. So this is Figma. Up here, you can see this is where you're going to, this is your basically your home page where you have a lot of your design work. There's somewhere called community, and when you click on your community, you can find a lot of things in the community. You can find inspiration, you can find team syncs, design systems. This is something else that you have to master. You have to master it. Visual assets, development, wireframes, mobile, web, accessibility. You see, one of the things that we talked about, accessibility and icons. So let's say, for example, I want to design a what? You guys give me a category of thing. Give me a category of product. Please don't type it. Unmute your mic and talk.
A mobile app, a mobile application.
Yeah, yeah, like you're back.
So what was the product category?
Someone was speaking. Who is that? Can who's that?
A food app, sir.
Come again.
A food app.
A food app.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before I do it, did you ever feel like giving up when you started your design? If you're supposed to kept you on your toes to actually be where you are? Well, up till now, I still feel like giving up, to be honest, because so I'm at the point. You get to the point where what you know is not enough anymore, right? So now you have to learn something. So aside being a designer, I've also been having the interest to start motion design. So all those motion graphics, all those fine things that move around, I want to do that as well. Unfortunately for me, my company has, requested what we are trying to build. We need to have that. So now I am forced to learn that, right? For me, it is okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, sir.
For me, what kept me on my toes is inquisitiveness. And I have a genuine interest in design. It's not just something that I just want to learn and just for having a career sake. Actually, I'm actually interested in it. I'm actually very interested in it. So for me, it was interest. For some people, it might be money. For some people, it might be just they want to change career. So it differs for people, but for me, it was genuine interest. I'm very much interested in design and what design is doing in the world. And we've not even, we're still, design is still very new in Nigeria. It's still very new. So, food app, let's see, inspiration. You can see a couple of tags here. You can see portfolio, logo, mockups, redesign, typography, case study, and the likes. So now I can't find what I'm looking for. So I'll come to the search bar up here, and type food and hit enter. You will see plenty resources, plenty designs that people have already done. regarding food. Plenty. Some of them are rubbish, some of them are really good, right? Some of them are really good. So if you need something and you cannot find it anywhere else, you can come to Figma community and you can find it. Figma community is basically where people just design things and dump it there. Just design and dump it there. You get, it's more or less like showcasing your work. More or less, that's what it means. Look at these beautiful guys. This is very nice. Very, very nice. So let's say, for example, now I want to build a website and I need something like this, guys. It's a very easy avenue for me. And on some sites, these things are not free. These things are called illustrations. See, there's more here, Seth. They're called illustrations. So if I want to build a food website or something, I come to my frame. It's a website. I pick a frame. When I pick the frame, what do I do next? What do I need next to build a website? I need navigation, right? You guys can unmute though. I need navigation. So I build my navigation. I start typing with my text tool. What? Logo. We make the logo bigger, maybe like 50 pixels. That's my logo. That's too big. 30 pixels. That's better. I align it. I give it a color, maybe color blue. That's fine. I duplicate it. Let's say food item one. There's something else you'll learn. It's called visual hierarchy. That means the order at which things are important. I name this one food item 2. These are just, I didn't know what to name the navigation, so I'm just naming them anything. So food item 3. So we have 3 food item navigation here plus the logo. And I align them properly and then put maybe a login or a sign up button here. Sign up, right? I give the sign up an auto layout. I make it bigger, make it a button, give the button a color, a fill color of blue, and make the text inside of it. I make it white, which is what we learned today about people with visual impairments, right? This is too boxy. I don't like how this thing is boxed. So I want to make it a bit rounded. I give it a radius of 8. So now it's a bit rounded. That looks nice. I copy it. In fact, I copy everything. I align it, make everything straight on one line. There you have it. As simple as that. You have your navigation. That's your navigation already. So of course, these guys cannot be blue. I changed their color to maybe something a bit more standard. That's my navigation. I align it properly. You're going to be doing a lot of alignment. Your your what should I call it? The website should never look unaligned. It should always be aligned at all times. Somebody give me a header regarding food. Quickly, 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 quickly. We are running out of time. Okay. Food for the soul. So food for the soul. I make it big so that it's very visible. I align it, make it look nicer. Bring my copy because you always need copy. I add some lorem ipsum to it. So let's say 20 words. By the way, lorem ipsum is sort of like an assistant where when you don't have what to say, it gives you what to say, right? So this is food for the soul. That's too small. I want it bigger, 102. That's better. And I align it. You just keep aligning things till things look right. Then grab this guy here. Increase it in size. You can rotate it if you want, or rotate it that way if you want. You can put it there, duplicate it, rotate the other one, put it there, and you have something to show, right? Doesn't look bad. Grab your button, bring it down here, give it some breathing space. You have something to show. You can change the color of the button. I don't like the blue. Let me change this one first. Right? What else do you guys think we need for this guy? We can add some hot dogs. Add some hot dogs. Make it smaller. Maybe let it float out. Grab something else. Since it's about food, grab something else. Make it float out of somewhere else. Shrink it in size. Rotate it. Basically, just play with things, right? Basically, just play with things. Play with things. At this level, you should just be exploring things. Just be explore. What else can we take? Ah, Jesus, all this thing looks nice. Grab this guy as well. Shrink it down. Bring it to the top here. Bring this one to here. Shrink it down. This is not perfect. This is not a perfect site. This blue doesn't work well on a food website. You should know that. So let's say we use something like red or something like this. This works way, way better. Change this blue. Maybe change it to this color. Of course, you can't see it, and that's where we have accessibility issues.
Excuse me,
Change it.
sir.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sir, I think okay, working with brands, we have to work with the brand color.
Yeah.
So are we like okay, so designing something, let's say the brand color is blue. Now we have to
Mhm.
use it. We have to use the blue like that, right?
Now, when a brand color is blue, blue shouldn't be the only thing that will be the color on the page. But the most important things are going to need that brand color. Let me show you guys some examples. Um, mm, okay, this is a website. See their brand color is what?
Blue, sir.
Is blue. Their main button, which is create account, is what?
Blue.
Blue. See this girl, what's she wearing?
Blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow. You will find blue mostly on a lot of elements on the site, including their icons. Can you see their icons?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Also blue, right? Look at this
Yes.
background. Is what color? Is blue, right?
Blue.
It's blue.
Right. So you basically find a way to make the brand color more. There's something called a 60-30-10 rule. Is it 60-30-10? Yeah, I think it's 60-30-10. The 60 means the 60% of the colors on the site is going to be the color of the brand, or is going to be white, as in the case of these guys. So you can see. In the case of Figma, let's look at Figma. Figma.com. Okay, what's going on? Okay, Figma is refusing to show me their website. But basically, that's what it is. Once a brand color is a certain color, majority of what is going to be on that site is going to carry the brand color. Let's say, for example, this logo now that I use is what color? It's sort of like red bar. So if these
Yes, sir.
buttons,
Yes, sir.
if these buttons are, let's say the buttons are yellow or black, let's leave it at black. Does it look, what do you think? Tell me.
It's still nice, but
Nice,
it's
but it
not
doesn't look as
organized.
good as
Yeah,
the red.
the red.
Exactly. Because you cannot identify it with the brand. Do you get?
Yes, sir.
So now, if it is black, you'll be confused. Why are they using black when their brand is orange? That's where branding comes into play. And this is not the typical way to create a website. This is like this is what we created in the little seconds that we have.
Still very nice, sir.
Yes.
So that's how it is. Keep doing stuff. Keep practicing. Just keep doing stuff. Just keep doing stuff. It's going to get frustrating. Let me not lie to you guys. But that's where the power of community comes in. You guys have each other, and you guys are on the same level. You guys, iron sharpeneth iron. So now I'm hungry. So you guys always improve yourselves, push yourselves, right? And you also have Stanley also to support you, right? So it's been a pleasure with you guys. I have to run,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
no problem.
And I hope everybody here will those who did not join today, just like we said earlier, would not be proceeding with us for the next 2 days, right? Because it was a mandatory class. So thank you very much for joining us today.
I can't hear anybody. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Sir?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I was saying thank you for joining us, and I was giving them their feedback for the day. Those who did not join are probably or likely going to leave the community tonight because they are mandated to join this evening session.
Uh,
So yeah, thank you very much, and I hope everybody here can go and start practicing what they've learned. Even your preliminary course, what most of you learned, you guys have only learned it theoretically and only be exploring and have not built. So the course will be dropped, the main course will be dropped tomorrow. Prior to then, all of you, whatever you guys learned, I want even if it's sketch, right? I want to see a sketch on the community tomorrow. All of you should drop your sketch by tomorrow morning. Let me laugh. Then before I release the main course.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope everybody has a blessed evening.
yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank
Stanley,
you,
for
sir.
having me.
Thank you, sir.
It's a privilege having you here.
It's my pleasure,
Sir.
man. You're welcome, guys. Have a good night.
And you too,
And you
sir.
too, sir.